Welcome back. This is going to be our fourth session on English 3. In the first three lectures, I have briefly guided you about the course, its contents and skills that you will be learning from it. In the next two sessions, I discussed in detail a very important topic, that is 7 C's of effective communication, which was about those qualities, features and attributes of communication which make it effective. So if you want to measure and understand the effectiveness of communication, you can use those 7 attributes as a yardstick to see how successful and effective a certain communication is. And if your communication possesses those qualities, it means you are on the right track. And that was, as I said earlier, a very important discussion. And I talked about the 7 C's, that is courtesy, clarity, conciseness, concreteness, correctness, consideration and completion, one by one and in detail. So if you have gone through that discussion, you should be able to grasp and comprehend today's session even better. So let's get started. Today my topic is analyzing your audience. In my previous discussion on 7 C's of effective communication, I briefly highlighted the importance of knowing your audience, because communication is a complex process. It involves a lot of people at the same time and many things. So the speaker is supposed to be conducting this whole activity very consciously, keeping track of everything happening around. And the audience are again a very important part of communication, because they are the ones listening to your ideas. So if you know about them a great deal and then you prepare your contents accordingly, we can rightly believe that this information about your audience will help you make your communication useful and successful. So today we'll be talking in greater detail about what you need to know about your audience and how you can actually use all these things to organize your discussion and make it more effective. So let's move on. Analyzing your audience simply means knowing them about some of the important things. So here, first of all, you need to know their needs. Now it means that the people who are attending your discussion, who are here to listen to you, what they want to achieve through this discussion, why they are attending this session, why they are listening to you. So what are their needs that they want to fulfill from attending your discussion, your presentation? So if you have their needs in mind, you should try to address their needs and provide them ideas which help them achieve their objectives. So if you know their needs, you can better meet them, address them, and uh, succeed in your discussion. The second thing is their attitude. Now, simply it means what the audience members feel and think about the topic, whether they are serious about it, whether they find it sensitive, so that you may prepare accordingly. So if you have some idea about their feelings about the topic, it will allow you to shape your contents in accordance with their feelings. If you remember, even in my previous discussion on 7 C's, I pointed out how important it is to be very careful, especially in intercultural communication. So a person who is a good speaker must know that he needs to keep in mind the diversity in the audience. The people attending the discussion are not from the same background, not from the same culture. They do not have the same religious beliefs. So if you know these things, it will help you avoid doing anything that might offend your audience. And the relationship, if it is pleasant between the speaker and the audience, this makes you more comfortable with them, and at the same time it helps you develop a connection with them. They can better relate to your ideas. They will be more keen to listen to you. But in a worst case scenario, if you say something that offends their sensibilities, it might lead to some unpleasant incident. It will hurt their feelings. So you must know their feelings about the topic. The third thing is knowledge level. Now, this knowledge level does not mean their formal education. Yes, education is one of the aspects that might be considered by the speaker, but here knowledge level implies overall mental capacity and their prior information about the topic. So what they know about the topic allows you to build on that. You can help them increase their knowledge, and at the same time it allows you to discuss things the way they can understand easily and better. The fourth thing that you must consider is, before the presentation itself, is the environment. So for a good speaker, anticipating or gathering information about the environment in which the presentation is going to take place is very important. Now, environment here refers to general environment of the place where you will be making your presentation. So what you need to know is the kind of seating plan they have, how audience members are going to sit there in front of you, because these halls have different settings. So if you know how they are going to seat the audience, and what place will be given to you to make your presentation, you can plan things accordingly. For instance, in a setting where you are supposed to stand behind the podium and speak to the audience, obviously uh, it 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 is useful for you to know what kind of facilities will be available for you in the hall, whether you will be able to use your PowerPoint slides or not. And similarly, uh, sometimes it might happen that you are supposed to be interacting with the audience by walking among them, talking to them, approaching them directly. So it depends on the kind of seating plan they have. Similarly, other things include the size of the room, because if it is a too large a room, you might need a microphone in order to uh, enhance your voice and reach all the audience members. Similarly, what kind of equipments are available, as I mentioned, whether they have projector or other things. Similarly, what kind of lighting they have. And these are just a few things to give you an idea about the importance of knowing the environment and setting in which you will be making your presentation. So if you are conscious about these things, it will allow you to make use of the facilities and handle the obstacles, the problems, if you know them beforehand. Because if you ignore these things and you go to a place based on your own assumptions, thinking, presuming that there will be projector available and they don't have one, it might cause you embarrassment. And sometimes when you do not have a facility available which you had anticipated for yourself, it might bring down your own morale. It might somehow disturb you, and the ideas that you have planned, or the way you have organized your presentation, the way you had planned to conduct it, all these plans might not be easily executed. So it is your smartness to collect information about the environment and then have everything that you need to know in order to make your presentation and make it effectively. Another thing that you need to know about your audience is demographic information. Now, demographic information includes many things: their age, gender, race, culture, religion, and their language. So this is sometimes in very organized settings, the organizers uh, have the data of the audience, because the audience uh, somehow book their attendance, their seats. They buy passes or tickets in order to attend the session. So on the basis of the data that they have collected, the organizers, you can easily see all these pieces of information about the audience. And on the basis of this information, you can easily see the linguistic and cultural differences. So in a nutshell, knowing your audience very well, as much as you can, helps a speaker prepare better and organize and conduct his presentation in a more effective way. And making the most out of your discussion is your goal. So as much as you know your audience, it will allow you to make your presentation useful and effective. So thank you very much. This was all on this topic, and I hope that you will be able to understand these ideas very well. See you in the next class. Thank you.